Alrighty, welcome everybody to lesson 6 of this series I'm calling Pain. And so today we are going to be discussing a guy named Saul, or as we know it, King Saul. So he was the king before David was of God's people. And so we're going to be reading a lot of scriptures today, but just this topic today for the king, like King Saul, is going to be the pain of his mistakes. So pretty much we've all made mistakes before, and depending on the type of mistake it is, I mean, there's consequences that come with that mistake, and so we have to bear the pain of the mistakes we make. And so we're going to be looking at the mistake that Saul made and the pain that he, you could say, would like face because of that mistake, and why God allowed, I guess why God allows mistakes in our lives. So let's read. Today we're going to be in 1 Samuel chapter 15, and I'll read 17 through 31. So just listen along. Samuel said, "Is it not true, though you were little in your own eyes, you were made the head of the tribe of Israel, and the Lord anointed you king over Israel? And the Lord sent you on a mission and said, 'Go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they are exterminated.' Why then did you not obey the voice of the Lord, but rushed upon the spoil and did what was evil in the sight of the Lord?" Then Saul said to Samuel, "I did obey the voice of the Lord, and went on the mission on which the Lord sent me, and have brought back Agag, the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. But the people took some of the spoil, sheep and oxen, the choicest of the things devoted to destruction, to sacrifice to the Lord your God at Gilgal." Samuel said, Has the Lord as much delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed than the fat of rams. For rebellion is as the sin of divination, and insubordination is as iniquity and idolatry. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected you from being king. Then Saul said to Samuel, "I have sinned. I have indeed transgressed the command of the Lord and your words, because I feared the people and listened to their voice. Now therefore, please pardon my sin and return with me, that I may worship the Lord." But Samuel said to Saul, "I will not return with you, for you have rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord has rejected you from being king over Israel." As Samuel turned to go, Saul seized the edge of his robe, and it tore. So Samuel said to him, "The Lord has torn the kingdom of Israel from you today, and has given it to your neighbor, who is better than you. Also, the glory of Israel will not lie or change his mind, for he is not man that he should change his mind." Then he said, "I have sinned, but please honor me now before the elders of my people and before Israel, and go back with me, that I may worship the Lord your God." So Samuel went back, following Saul, and Saul worshipped the Lord. It was actually ended on verse 31, so sorry about that. But anyway, so in this case, the mistake that Saul made was not completely, utterly destroying the Amalekites, and it's said to destroy, like, the man and like animals as well. But then, of course, Saul, he listened to the voice of his people and disobeyed that command. So they took some spoils, and they took even the king of the Amalekites himself back as offerings for the Lord. Not the dude, but the other stuff that they looted from the Amalekites. And so in that case, like you say his mistake was disobeying God. And what was the pain that Saul felt as he was, but like the pain because of that mistake was that he was going to get his kingdom pretty much torn away from him. So it was not going to be his kingdom anymore, but instead someone who is better than you. Of course, we all know that is King David. So pretty much the pain in this case, Saul, he wasn't gonna not necessarily feel himself, but pretty much, of course, with kings, like, you got to pass it down the line, to his son and the son after that. So pretty much the lineage, like, it would be torn off. So Saul's family will no longer be king over the Israelites, but instead someone else will come and take that place of pretty much what is rightfully his, you could say. And so why does God allow, pretty much, like, since we're talking about mistakes here, like, why does God allow us to feel the pain, like, in mistakes? Well, the thing is, we got to learn from it. That's it right there. That is the answer. Mistakes are there for a reason. It's because God wants us to learn something, and depends on the situation too, because I mean, not everyone is going to have that situation, right? And so pretty much it's a learning. So God wants you and I to learn and to correct our mistakes.